Now, going back to the Democrats, we mentioned before John Fetterman. He did have a stroke earlier on, but he didn't pull out of the race. Tell us about John Fetterman, Rita.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, the stroke has obviously brought up this whole issue of whether he's cognitively sound enough to fulfil that role, whether he should even be running, whether he should be focusing on his recovery, and if he does recover and is capable of serving, then running there. But the Democrats are saying that's ableism. You're indulging in ableism by even trying to scrutinise his health, which I think, James, is absurd. Obviously, someone who is running for office should be capable intellectually to do the job.
And yet there was somebody on TV last week who said that, oh, it doesn't matter if he's actually mentally fit to do the job so long as he just goes in and votes progressive. You know, that is what they're down to. This is like Caligula's putting his horse as a consul in the Senate. You know, this is this sort of thing where they're just daring people to vote for a manifestly unqualified candidate because, hey, if you don't vote for this guy, you're a fascist, you're an election denier, you're anti-democracy. Come on, Rowan, honestly.
Let's have a look at Fetterman. Here we go. Let's have a look at Fetterman.
Summer of 1986, I think everyone that ever plays football in high school was, you know, at a kind of like a trade out kind of football camp.
The great John Fetterman, a union leader. There you go. What is it about these union leaders and union-backed premiers that they end up looking like Lurch, Rita? He reminds me of someone. I can't think who it possibly could be. Now, the bloke who manages to break his spine stepping down 2 steps onto a lawn, that bloke. What was his name again? Yeah. Sorry, Rita.
We call him chairman. Well, I tell you, some of the polls show Dr. Oz doing very well, but Fetterman is still ahead in a number of polls. And that, to me, is remarkable because, as we saw in that debate, he struggled and you almost felt pity for him because he was just not capable of being there and participating in this process.
So the real worry, Rita, is that for the Republicans, you know, those early ballots, which tend to go Democratic, will come in too late for them, and for the Republicans, they're not going to start counting them until after midnight on Tuesday. Now, we kind of know how that sort of tends to go. There has been a greater number of Republicans' ballots requested this year, and we will know a bit by sort of the turnout figures as they come across. And if Dr. Oz is doing better than Trump did in Pennsylvania at the start of the night, that's a good sign, but you've got to watch those margins. Everything, compare how your local candidate, the governor, the senator, the congressperson that you're watching that race, watch how they do versus 2020. That's going to be the biggest sort of, I think, tell for how the night's going to go.
Fantastic.